Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. Are you a goofball that loves Giants football? If so, sit back and relax. Except you, that person driving. Sit up and keep your eyes on the road. Your ears, though, can still listen as we talk about the team that both excites and frustrates us so much. And now, here are your goofball hosts, Drew and Rob.
Welcome, fellow goofballs, to Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. I am Drew, joined as always by...
I'm me. I'm Rob. Let's get the show on the road. Wait, wrong sport. Hey.
You tickle, what's that? Like,
That's
Atlanta Brave style here?
Well, first it was baseball, then it was I'm going to throw football.
You're just all confused on what sport you're talking about today.
The Mets made some moves today.
They traded half the team away here. It's like 6 players gone or something like that. Like,
yeah, they did a whole big shuffle thing.
Yeah, like 40% of their starting pitching staff. It's like
Well, I mean, talking about 2 starters I think went there. No, they. Yeah, I didn't read all. Yeah. I'm a terrible baseball fan these days. So.
This is the New Jersey public education system coming back at it. Like, I have any room to talk in Florida, but it is what it is.
Well, I thought they traded 1 pitcher for 2 pitchers from. Yeah, I didn't read the article. I gotta look at it.
Yeah. Anyway, back to football.
The real sport.
So, as this is taping, or as this is going live, I should say, I'm getting drunk at a bar in Tampa. So we are doing this one recorded. I got a friend of mine moving to Arizona because he enjoys copious amounts of iced tea. So we're doing this one here recorded for you guys, though. But still, feel free to put the comments.
You moved to Snapple, Arizona?
No, not Snapple. Snapple. Everybody knows Snapple's in Washington, like Wendy from Snapple. Oh no, Washington, New York. Wendy from Snapple was from New York. I remember the Wendy from Snapple. You got to remember the Wendy from Snapple commercials. They were.
Oh yes, that's right. I thought you meant Wendy.
Comes in.
I thought you were talking about Dave's daughter, Wendy.
No, that's a different Wendy. There's multiple Wendys in the world, Rob.
I mean,
I know your mind is.
My favorite Wendy was a bartender. Wonderful Wendy.
Anyway, feel free to put comments in. We will, of course, be still responding, whether or not it's live. We'll find out as far as the responses there. Maybe Rob will respond live. Who knows? We'll have to find out. Only way to find out is to put up a comment. Oh yes. So
watch me troll.
So today we're going to give you guys some just news and updates going on throughout the Giants organization there. A lot of it's going on right now is obviously centered around training camp and everything going on there. But, we got to go ahead and also give you guys roster notes, some newsworthy things overall that's going on with the Giants. We thought, great time to catch up here. So first off, we mentioned on the last program, J.C. Hassenauer, who of course gets the award for closest last name to Hasselhoff in the NFL.
I was literally about to say Hasselhoff's doppelganger. It's done.
We must protect this house, but we did not protect this house. He's on the IR. Officially, he's gone for the year. So last we had heard, he's going to be gone for a long time, and apparently it's a very long time because he is now officially out for the year. Now, Monday, the Giants brought in a whole bunch of players to try out.
You had it right.
Call it like it is, like usual. So they invited Sean Harlow, Tommy Kramer, Chance Little, and James Murray. Now, James Murray is not Murr from Impractical Jokers, in case you're wondering, because that would have been amazing if that happened. But
he'd definitely be like, what's his face, like Eli last year going to Penn State.
I can so picture the impractical Jokers just being there randomly and showing up. Larry!
Think fast, run fast. Think fast, run fast.
That's Chad Powers
now. I know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I can see you be like Chad Powers, like Eli Madden.
Anyway, we did sign one. So Sean Harlow is officially, at least now, a New York Football Giant. 4th round pick in 2017 by the Atlanta Falcons. 6'4", 284 pounds.
He's
So a little taller than the average, lineman there, but also a little more svelte. Is that the right word? It's a little lighter. I mean, he's under 300 pounds. I mean, that's nowadays, I think by most NFL standards, that's considered a little tiny.
Dainty.
And most of the guys that get away with being a little tinier play in the center position. Well, Sean is a guard / center, basically. He's played both positions there. So just trying to get one reserve interior lineman replaced with another reserve interior lineman. So he had kind of a rocky start to his career overall. So again, drafted in the 4th round. So you expect a 4th round guy to make the roster. You expect him to be in the game at some point. You don't actually expect him to be a starter. You don't expect him to be, lighting the world on fire. But you expect him to be in the game at some point.
Drafted to Atlanta, so maybe you expect him to be a starter.
So, let's look last year. Dane Belt was our 4th round pick. Again, somebody you expect to see in the roster at times. You expect to see him on the field at times. Anyway, he played the entire year in 2017 on the practice squad. Was then waived after camp in 2018. Picked up by the Indianapolis Colts, who then waived him in October of 2018. Went back to the Falcons practice squad. We went back and forth between practice squad and the active roster till 2020. So that's now you're talking 17, 18, 19, 20. 4 years in the NFL. In that time, he only appeared in one game in 2019. Not a good start. Not a very good start. Then he gets signed in 21 by the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals changed his trajectory a little bit as far as the NFL. So he appeared in 15 games in 21, started 5. You can guess. We talked about it before. 5 guards at left guard, 5 games at left guard, 3 games at center. It's going to make a little more sense now. So started 5 in 21. In 22, he played in 17 games, all 17. Had 3 starts. I wonder what position he started at. And, it's one of those things where he's got a little bit of starting experience now. He's got some game time experience overall. He also did some special team work as well on the lines for them as well. So, again, he's got some experience now. So you're just bringing another bottom-level guy to replace a bottom-level guy.
Yeah, it's not like Hassenauer over here had that much experience, if you will. Dave, I'm Kit here.
Is that your Kit impersonation? Wow.
Can you do a better one?
Well, I think wasn't it the guy from Boy Meets World, the teacher? Wasn't that the guy who did Kit?
Mr. Feeney?
I want to say it was Mr. Feeney.
Mr. Feeney was. You just blew my mind. If that's true,
I'm gonna look it up for you, just for you, and everybody else who's listening after the fact. It always feels weird to be doing these recorded like that for that reason. Let's see.
Yeah, Mr. Hasselhoff, you need to be doing your homework. This is
Knight
Mr. Feeney
Rider. Here we go, 1982 to 1986. And see here, I'm looking for it. It's not coming up on IMDb. Let's see who voiced Kit on Knight Rider. It was William Daniels, a.k.a. Mr. Feeney. Oh, yes. William Daniels. Now, he was also voiced by Val Kilmer in the newer version they did. But, oh, yes, Google wins again. Mr. Feeney was Kit in Knight Rider. That's why he was so wise. That's why he was to be so wise later on when he was a teacher.
Yeah, I never watched Boy Meets World the same.
I know it like blows your mind, doesn't it? Anyway, like I said, it's just replacing a scrub that's hurt for a scrub that's healthy. I don't expect much.
For now.
I really don't expect much. And let's be honest here. If he makes the active roster,
something went wrong.
You look at us. Oh, no. Either something went wrong for the Giants or something went very right for him.
Touche.
You never know. I mean, again, sometimes people just right system, right moves, and, things happen. Again, he's also a guy who plays multiple positions. We know the Giants love that. He's also a true center at times. He's played that position. The Giants are kind of thin that position. Besides JMS, you got Bredesen, you got nothing much else. You might value having a guy who can play center and guard.
That has experience at center, because they have been moving people off the line and moving around this practice, just throwing bodies at that center position.
They're throwing bodies everywhere, dude. It's crazy. I love it, though, because they're trying to make sure that no matter what happens this season, we're good to go. Nobody can get injured and not be replaced except for Andrew Thomas. Andrew Thomas, bubble wrap that man. He needs to stay healthy. So the next step in the news.
Yeah.
Next step in the news. Kayvon Thibodeaux was discussing about how he can't stand to watch tape from his rookie season. He says he's disgusted. Disgusted. And says he didn't reach the goal he wanted to reach last year. I'm kind of curious what his goals were. We talked about it last week where, the vaunted 10 sack number is probably not a realistic goal, because that's a very high number for most players to hit during, their career in general. Wings defense doesn't tend to lend itself towards edge rushers doing that. So I'm just kind of curious what his personal goal was. I didn't hear that in the comments in the interview. But I like the fact that he says that, because if you listen to most people will tell you he had a good rookie year overall. Did he blow the top off? Did he have an amazing rookie year? No, definitely didn't. We try to be realistic and not be Homer. No, but in the end, he had a good rookie year. He showed a lot of flashes towards the end of the season. You want to see improvement? There was your improvement as he got healthier, as he got better, and got more used to the NFL.
100%. I was about to say, you get from game 1 to game 17, technically game 18, there was a big trend in the right direction. It went like this instead of like having the other one.
Yeah, and people forget he was injured to start this season. So, it wasn't like he came in fully healthy, guns a-blazing, and he looked a lot better in the second half. He was making pressures. He was getting in the face of quarterbacks there. He was getting a couple of sacks. He was,
that's one of his
snow angels next to people flailing on the ground. I mean,
that was a stat I like good about.
But yeah, you
said it. The pressure, that's what Wink's defense wants from the edge, right? So, you talk about Kayvon, he affected the game in so much that his stats don't show by just saying pressure. So, if he could just constantly be pressuring quarterback, which should be a stat of his.
Yeah.
If he can make the quarterback throw 5 bad throws a game, that's a change of the game.
Well, what's crazy with that is we have a lot of guys that are get to the quarterback, don't always sack the quarterback kind of guys. And it makes you wonder, is this going to be the year where everybody has 6 or 7 sacks, but together it's a really good defense? You know what I mean? 6 or 7 by Z, 6 or 7 by Dexter Lawrence, 6 or 7 by Leonard Williams, 6 or 7 by, Kayvon Thibodeaux. Because if you put that together, that's 28 sacks right there.
Yeah.
So, that isn't, don't get me wrong, that's not the number that I want overall, but it's a good start, You
would definitely like to see, not to bring them up, but what the Eagles did last year. You would love to see everyone on that line get close to 10 sacks, but that's also unfathomable for most scenarios. But, you get Thibodeaux, he turns around and he gets, like you said, 5 to 8 sacks. That's a great stat in this defense scheme. But if he's putting the quarterback under pressure 10, 15 times a game, that is probably more important than the sack, because he's probably going to make quarterback mistakes.
Yeah, But if you look at this overall, obviously you had the Eagles. Again, I hate to get the Eagles credit, but they had a great year with 70 sacks. You had the Chiefs and the Patriots and the Cowboys kind of neck and neck there, the second, third, and fourth. But after that, you got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So you got 4 through 16 was just in the 40s. So if we can get like 28, 30 sacks just out of those guys, then the rest of the guys are obviously going to get some safety blitzes. You're going to get some backups. They get some. We could have a pretty good pass rush sack-wise at the very least, just from that kind of total. Again, we've talked about this before, though. This defense is built on pressure. It's not always about sacks. But I know that's what a lot of fans look at and a lot of fans want to hear about is the sacks.
But yeah, I mean, like beating a dead horse. Like,
don't beat the dead horse. It's already dead.
The sack isn't the end all be all of your defense. It's not. It helps change the game. Depends on where the sack is, but being under pressure is just as important. Because if that quarterback is going to make a mistake 80% of the time under pressure, and you could get 400 to 600% more under pressures than you do sacks, take that all day long.
Oh, yeah. All righty. So next up in our Giants news here, there's an article came out by Pat Traina of Locked On Giants podcast, who, of course, runs Giants Country for SI. And she wrote about Bobby Okereke being built for a position of leadership because of different things he's done in his life. One thing that I thought was kind of interesting, and again, guys, we don't get political. I always make sure before we get to this part here, we don't get political. But I thought it was interesting that while he was at Stanford, Bobby Okereke had an internship with the then Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice. So he went on basically to go through her correspondences and decide which ones went to her chief of staff, who then, of course, decided which ones went to Condoleezza Rice. But I thought that's kind of a big deal in college to get an internship with the Secretary of State's office for the United States of America. Like, that's a big deal.
That's really impressive.
Yeah.
Also, how many people thought he worked for the Secret Service and not as an intern?
Listen, it was extra security. It was extra security, that's for sure. Now, again, one thing we should mention, the fact is, where did he go to school again? Stanford. So A, not exactly dumb, because you can't make it to that school if you're dumb. Number 2, where did Condoleezza Rice go? Stanford. That probably helped. Probably helped his case a little bit there. But still, there's plenty of people at Stanford he could have picked. So, kudos to him for having that kind of thing to put in his resume for whenever his playing days are over. Also, apparently, I learned in that article he was an Eagle Scout, which just like makes me think of him like a larger version of the boy in Up. So also heard, as the NFL is going through its NFL's top 100 players of 2023, there we finally had a Giant make the list. We've gone down so long. We're more than halfway through. We haven't had a single Giant make the list, which, first off, slap in the face.
Ouch.
Slap in the face. But yeah, I think that the big thing really is that we finally have one. Saquon Barkley selected number 31 on the list. And it's a nice thing to get because this is literally the players writing this down. This is not, people that are watching film in the news.
It's not a bunch of nerds that didn't ever play football, that don't understand football fully to the potential of the players that are playing the game that are picking these stats. It's the players that actually understand and get the game.
and keep
no offense to those guys.
32 teams in the NFL. So he's literally in that league of elite, like best player in the league on a team kind of situation. So bless you, Rob, as he mutes himself. He's sneezing there. Sneezeroonie. But yeah, like I said, I think it's I think it's a nice thing at least to finally have a Giant on that list, though. I do think that I assume he's probably going to be the only Giant on the list. I really do. I think that's a safe assumption. And I think Andrew Thomas, as he sneezes again, bless you, Rob. Many blessings upon you.
I was trying to be incognito about it.
Oh, no, I ruined your incognito. I ruined your incognito.
Let me just not hit this mute button at all.
It's like Google when you leave the phone open on the incognito tab.
Oh, no.
But yeah, I mean, in general, I think that, it's kind of a slap in the face that Andrew Thomas hasn't been on this list. Guy's second team All-Pro at one of the biggest herald positions in the entire NFL at left tackle. And he doesn't make the list? It's kind of a, yeah.
And it's a shame because of the position he plays, it gets overlooked when you look at it. Because who makes these lists? Your quarterbacks, your running backs, your wide receivers, all these flashy positions. You got your shutdown corners that make these positions, but you got a guy like Thomas that, like you said.
I'm going to give it another one. Sexy Dexy also should be on there.
Yeah.
Sexy Dexy, where is he?
He's too busy doing the salsa.
I think that
dipping the salsa, not the salsa dance.
I think both of those guys should definitely be on the list, and I'm kind of shocked that they're not. So yeah, kudos to Saquon, non-kudos to all the NFL players who did not vote for Andrew Thomas and Dexter Lawrence. Those are the only three that really should make it. You can make the case that Adoree Jackson had a really good season, but not quite top 100.
Yeah, I mean, especially after last year, not playing for what?
That's not his fault. We're not going to get into whose fault that is. Oh, excuse me, sorry, I had to sneeze as well.
Bless you.
Yeah, but like I said, maybe somebody will surprise me and they'll put somebody in the top 25 in the team or whatever, but I doubt it. All right. We do have to talk about other things as far as rankings there. So apparently a group of NFL insiders, they're on the inside. They ranked Daniel Jones as the 19th best quarterback in the NFL. 19. That's a slap in the face. That's a slap.
From the guy that's not the DJ fan. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I've said it all along. My whole thing is I'm not sure if he is going to ever be a great quarterback. But at the very least, he is a mediocre, quarterback.
You can make the argument, is he Eli elite?
Oh, gosh.
Eli
was elite. Eli was elite. But what I'm getting...
Well, I mean, he had a controversy. Same thing. Probably around the same time in the career, too. DJ, he hasn't shown the flashes that Eli has in his first 4 or 5 years. But to say that he's 19, that he's the bottom rank in the NFL, if you will, like he's on the lower half, it's kind of fair because, who are the 18 better quarterbacks? I mean, you could definitely name at least 5. You could probably get close to 10, but then you kind of start going to an argument stage.
Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson. That's when you start getting into the definites that are better than Daniel Jones at this point in his career. That's the key part. At this point in his career.
I said you could start arguing around 8 where you could be. You just named 7.
Yeah. But then the next ones you got, and I'm actually looking at CBS Sports right now in their rankings. That's kind of where I'm reading off of to see who I'd put there. You got Trevor Lawrence, who's had basically half a good season and a decent.
Arguably, like he's had, he has the potential to be great.
I can't put him there. Oh, he does. That's what I'm saying. But as of right now, I can't put him ahead of Daniel Jones because he's only.
had half a great year. You're right.
On par with him, honestly.
Yeah, he has the potential to be great. So does DJ. You can't go off potential.
Yeah.
But
I think he's definitely
quarterbacks have got to the playoffs
because of how good the second half was. Yeah, I mean, but he's definitely shown a little more than DJ did in the second half. I'll give him that. But he looked much worse in the first half.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
we
also,
played him. Did you guys go, "Oh my God, Trevor Lawrence, this guy's great"? No.
And also, the same token, like you're going off by stats too. Like quarterback's also a leader of the team. So, like,
yeah,
without DJ in that game, in a lot of those games, do the Giants win?
Oh no, I'm with you on that, and that's what I'm saying.
So
I think that's what they're looking at, though. Is looking at the stats he put up in the second half of the year, and they were, pretty impressive. You could also group them up together. I mean, look, I'm looking at again people that CBS Sports has hired, because I didn't see the NFL Insider's full list, but you got Dak Prescott they put higher. The guy who led the league in interceptions. When he has. Let's be honest, he also has better weapons around him. We have better weapons around him than DJ had.
Let's be honest. They've been sucking that guy's booty hole since he came into the league. How great he was.
Yep. Oh yeah.
You know what? They try to say that he's better than what's his face, Tony Romo. Tony Romo put up better stats consistently, year after year after year. Yeah, they were kind of similar picks, but what's awesome about Tony Romo, which not to say as a Giants fan, but he also had way more touchdowns and usually way more yards. So Dak,
as long as you need him to hold the football for a field goal in the postseason, he was okay.
Yeah. I mean, he has the same problem as Dak. He'll get you to the entrance of the dance, but it couldn't get you in.
He's the Marty Schottenheimer of quarterbacks. So let's see. They also had the massagist himself, this Sean
who hasn't played a year and a half. Yeah,
he did play, but he looked horrible. Kirk Cousins, who Daniel Jones outplayed in the postseason. Brock Purdy, who I'm sorry, again, half a season,
7 games. Goodbye.
Jared Goff, again, has much better weapons. I'd put him on par with there. Geno Smith,
who also had a terrible past few years and had better weapons this year.
One good year.
And was his stats really that much better than DJ's this year?
They were. But you know what's crazy is Russell Wilson was 19 on CBS. That's right.
Well, I'm actually impressed that he was that high.
Yeah. I mean, they said they put Daniel Jones number 15. I think that's more legit. I think that's where he belongs. He belongs in the middle somewhere. That's it. That's pretty much
the higher up middle. I'd still make arguments.
10 and 15 is where it should be. We're in between 10 and 15. Which, you're right.
Yeah,
we're on the same page.
Like,
very rare.
Pretty much. I mean, if you want to go by stats alone, but like you also can't take away, like I said 3 minutes ago, the leadership ability. Like, you think Dak Prescott with no weapons around him is going to rally up a team with a bunch of scrubs? No offense to the Giants last year, get them to win games, get them to go to the playoffs. No, that dude is just going to throw more picks than he throws for yards.
Exactly. So, and this is right after Le'Veon Bell called Jones a bottom tier quarterback a few days ago, and that's just, to me, insane. Le'Veon Bell, first off, should never be giving anybody advice. Especially
as he ruined his own career.
Exactly. Like, stop. Alrighty.
He went from one of the better running backs to a bottom tier running back by doing the bonehead move. So
listen, he was on pace to be a Hall of Fame running back.
He was.
That's how good he was. And
he was that year off.
I'll say this. I've said it before. I will say it again. When it boils down to it, the position of running back is a lot of times based on your scheme that you're in and how good of a fit you are and what kind of blocking you have. There's a lot of teams that can go ahead and pretty much put anybody they want in there, and they'll be a top flight guy. And I mean, you saw how many years did the Broncos back when Shanahan was there? After TD, they just kept on putting different running back after different running back that are different 1,000-yard rusher every single season. But I mean, this is a guy that just had all of the potential in the world and threw it away because of contracts. So it's like, dude, shut up. You can't talk.
Yeah.
That's point blank where I'm at.
Yeah, you have a few running backs out there that'll. It doesn't matter what system they're in; they'll do well.
Look, we're losing you.
No. No, I'm saying there's a few running backs out there.
We were losing you. You were very delayed there for a minute. It was like I wasn't sure if you were trying to catch your thoughts or.
Well, there was a second where I was trying to catch my thought. But I was just saying there's a handful of running backs out there that it doesn't matter what system they're in; they'll make a difference. But
yeah, I mean, in
this day and age, they're not that.
But again, in the system and the blocking still matters.
100%.
All right, we're still losing you. You and this phone. It's so delayed. All right, so we got one more bit of Giants news here with the man, the myth, the legend, the nacho himself, Raheem Nunez-Roches, the free agent pickup defensive tackle we had there. So the report came out last week that he got in an accident while leaving the facility. He had a concussion. He was in the concussion protocol for some days last week there. We didn't really talk about it on the show because, again, had a concussion from an accident, no injuries, no anything. Well, now the news has kind of come out as far as a little bit more on this accident. So literally it was 5 feet from the facility. So that's what I heard, but I didn't see a location. So I'm guessing when they see him in the facility, like 5 feet probably from the parking lot of the facility, like he was probably leaving the facility's parking lot, and that's when it happened. Both cars, both him and the person that was other person in the accident. I don't want to say who hit who because I didn't hear that part. Both cars were totaled. That's how bad the accident was. Like think about it. We're going to go into Isaac Newton's laws of physics here, okay? He was pretty much at a standstill. Just started going. If he was 5 feet from the facilities, he'd have a chance to get up to a top speed. So the total, both cars, meant that thing got shellacked. The fact that he didn't suffer any major injuries, when he was asked about that, he just said no bumps, bruises, or broken bones. But I mean, that he had no major injuries is absolutely amazing. So, he's glad to hear that he's doing good. He's back at practice this week. Always good to hear that good people are having good things there as far as good luck wise. Because anytime you get an accident of that degree and you walk away, something right happened.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, not being in the accident at all is a better option entirely. But if you had to get in an accident, the one you walk away from is the best kind of accident you can get into. So, glad to see everything is, doing better for him. He's already recovered there. So, alrighty, Giant fans. So we will be back again tomorrow for you guys. We'll do another training camp update for you guys. What's going on the last couple of days as we record this on Tuesday. Tuesday was actually the first padded practice of the Giants. So,
before we run away, did you hear the headline on Giants.com about certain Mr. Waller?
Oh, that he's a unicorn.
Oh, he's a unicorn.
Yes. Daniel Bellinger called him a unicorn. So that's listen. I think we've done enough Darren Waller butt kissing on this and every single Giant show there is. Let's see.
We're not doing the butt kissing. We're just.
I just want to see him in a game and stay healthy this year. And then listen, if he can do that, and he can bite the bullet and play through the season, then at that point we'll start doing some actual butt kissing because he'll have a great season. He'll probably break Giants.
I want to see him to go to. I would like to see him to go to a playoff game, fly like Pegasus, and catch a touchdown.
I would like to see.
That's why I see him go. Then they catch the ball.
I would personally like to see him in the Super Bowl as well, because that's what I think what you're referring to, since Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas is where the Super Bowl is played this year. That would be spectacular. Spectacular. But
and he flies off on a rainbow bridge.
Let's keep it realistic. Let's keep it one move at a time. We had a good season. Let's hope we, have a better season coming up here. And like I said, we'll be giving you guys the next update tomorrow on what's going on at training camp there. So be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to hit the share button. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, the plus, the thumbs up. Hit every button you possibly can, except the thumbs down. There is a thumbs down on YouTube. Don't hit that one.
No.
Otherwise, hit all the buttons you can possibly. And again, we'll be back on again live tomorrow night to go over that stuff with you guys. We're always live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and of course, Rob's favorite, my LinkedIn profile. We, of course, on every single audio podcast platform, pretty much available, pretty much known demand. So Spotify, Amazon, Apple, Google, iHeartRadio, all the different podcast platforms there. And of course, if you like the show, feel free to hop on over to our sponsorship page there, which of course is at buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Again, it's buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs there. And of course, there you have options for one-time subscriptions there, or doing a monthly subscription, which just starts at $5 a month there. Of course, get you extra access to like our Q&A show we did there last week. That would be kind of a trial run one there going forward. That's going to be just for subscribers. So if you want to be on the next one, ask us some questions. Just got to go again to buymeacoffee.com/2giantgoofballs. Alrighty, guys. Appreciate everybody listening in, watching in. Appreciate everybody that's giving comments there. I'm sure there's comments over there at the screen that I can't see because I'm not here live right now. I'm drunk at a bar.
Because you're inebriated.
As usual. So, guys, again, we'll be back on live for you guys Thursday night. We will see you then. In the meantime, as always, Giant fans, go G-Man!
Thanks for listening to Two Giant Goofballs, a New York Giants podcast. We appreciate your support. If you made it this long, you must have enjoyed it. So I am sure you have followed us on all the social media platforms. Of course, you have subscribed to the show on your favorite app as well and given us a top rating. Right? Right? Right?